When people think about why they love Hot Springs, so much of it is due to the beautiful green spaces that we see all around us. We're here at Entergy Park, certainly a beautiful green space, with Street Division Manager John Faulkner. Welcome, John.
Good morning, Terry.
Good morning, and today we're going to be talking about urban forestry, a division of Public Works, and what it does to contribute to the green spaces here in Hot Springs.
Great.
Can you tell us a little bit about the duties of urban forestry?
Urban forestry's main task is going to be taking care of all greenery in the city. That's bush hogging, that's visibility issues, tree pruning, tree removal, anything, and that's what I call it, greenery. Anything that's green, they take care of.
Shrubs, bushes, you name it, trees?
They take care of it.
Okay, excellent. So aside from that, urban forestry also advises homeowners on tree issues. What can they do to help the average homeowner with a tree problem or an issue they might have?
Terry, from time to time we do get calls, individuals wanting information about, what's wrong with their tree. Is it dying? Do I need to get it removed? And we'll send out an employee, and he's glad to go help, and he'll, tell them if the tree is dead, yes, they need to remove it. Bugs got it or another disease. Very knowledgeable individual.
Right. Now, what if there are tree issues between neighbors? Perhaps a tree might be hanging from one neighbor's property to another.
When it comes on private property, that's going to go to our neighborhood services division, part of planning. Mm-hmm. Urban forestry is going to stick with just the right-of-way.
Okay, so think public spaces only.
Correct.
All right. And I understand that there are urban forestry crews that are doing work in a new way. Can you explain?
We've started, we've got our main force that tries to stay on a route. I mean, you've got to have a route to try to get the city done. And in that route, we'll have 2 to 3 tractors with a follow truck, a couple of individuals in our weed-eating truck that's going to cut around obstacles that the tractors can't get around. And then we have started sending one tractor to get calls that we get. And because we may be a month before we can get to that area. And so this one tractor and their follow truck, they'll take care of what I'm going to call hot spots. They'll take care of those. And then when they get through with the hot spots, then they'll stay inside the city and get the smaller city streets that needs hauled.
So what's advantageous about this type of arrangement?
Well, number one, it's good for the citizens. It's good for us because here you've got your main group consisting of 2 or 3 tractors and trying to move from, say, north end of town to the south end of town. And that's a lot of equipment.
That's not very efficient.
That's not very efficient at all.
And there are a lot of hot spots that the crew does take care of from time to time.
Yes, it is, because the greenery grows the same all over.
Right, and sometimes they cause public safety issues if something is sticking out too far for a driver to look around, for instance.
Well, that's right, and that's one thing that we go look at to say, yes, we're going to send this one tractor there. Has it grown out into traffic? Is traffic having to swerve around it? And we get a lot of calls about that, and I thank the citizen for calling us because, the city has got about 300 miles of roadway.
That's a lot of roadway.
And there's no better eyes than the citizens' eyes.
Absolutely. So they'll call in problem areas.
Yes.
That you need to go address, some of them right away. Now, speaking of the streets in Hot Springs, East Grand Avenue brings to mind the beautiful street trees there. Hot Springs has maintained a Tree City USA designation for a number of years.
Tree City USA, yes. We do that every year. Freddie Padilla, and I try to work close with him. He is one of our, he's the main individual with urban forestry. He will keep a data spreadsheet on how many trees has been removed, how many trees have been pruned, vehicle repair cost, volunteer hours, but there's just a full gamut of it. I mean, Miss Terry Phillips out of Public Works, she'll get everything organized and together. Jean Wallace with Parks, she'll deals with Arbor Day. because it's just a full gamut that goes in for Tree City USA. You know, volunteer hours back on our end of it. You know, the Job Corps, we rely on Job Corps when we can get them very heavily, because they like help take care of the downtown trees, the Grand Avenue trees in the median. They get larger trees that we might not can reach.
So we certainly appreciate the resources of the Job Corps.
Yes.
To get the job done.
Get the job done.
That's all the time we have for today. Urban forestry is such an interesting area of city services. And if you have any questions, you can contact John, and he's very accessible at the street department. What would that phone number be?
321-6931.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, John.
Thank you.
And next week, we'll bring you more city news.